Good evening, everybody. Or I guess technically good morning? It is certainly a time of day. For me, it just crossed over to morning. So I guess good morning. Though, if we're really going by midnight as good morning, then my barista, the in-game barista, would be saying good morning to everybody because the cafe in-game does not open until midnight. So, there's that. At any rate, I do apologize for the delay. I was making some mac and cheese for dinner, and I'm smacking my mic around like it owes me money. I was making mac and cheese for dinner, and I underestimated how long it would take the water to get boiling. It's my bad. But it's all said and done. Apparently it's so tasty I've lost my words. Like, we barely even started and they're all nothing left. Right? Like they say, watch pot never boils, but I wasn't even watching it. I was watching something else. I was making sure my fucking bacon wasn't gonna burn. Which it didn't. But yeah. We're fed. We're hydrated. We're comfy. And it's time for coffee. Let's dive right in. Let's see where the hell we left off. I'm not entirely sure this bar over here is indicative of where exactly we are in game. That's right, Nova. Lesbian time. Unless Bailey's and Lua show up, in which case token straight time. Yeah, there we go. I knew I was sticking out a little much. Yeah, if we have the token straights, and then if Gala and Hyde show up, which I don't think they will, because Hyde said he was going out to Seoul for his modeling stuff. So, maybe we won't get them. But who knows? I don't. Let's find out. So we left off on Friday, October 2nd, 2020. Hello, Belle. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, that's exactly it, Nova. I feel like some folks are gonna be MIA for a bit. Like, we'll have to see if Rachel and her dad are gonna show up at any point, if we get any more resolution on that. I vaguely wonder what that cop guy's up to, but he doesn't really have a storyline. He just sort of plays a background character for other people's shit. And frankly, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, not everybody can be the main character all the time. Headlines for tonight. Yeah, exactly, Nova. They're on their weekend getaway together. Who knows? Maybe they show up in the sequel. If/when I get my hands on it, we'll be able to find out. But that's probably not going to be for a bit yet. But who knows how much of this we still have left to go. Headlines for today. The Evening Whispers is with the people for stricter gun laws. New healthier fury sedative might be available sooner. Well, that'll be good for Gala. That is saying this whole tea thing doesn't work for him. And then action video game Rising Hell blamed for violence in school. I'm not even sure what that could be based on, but like, okay. Start the day. Before we get started, so we learned yesterday that Freya got found out for writing her novel when she was supposed to be writing for the newspaper. So let's see if there are any stories. Exactly, Nova. Fuck the Evening Whispers, and especially their boss, and not in the sexy way. All my homies hate the boss of the Evening Whispers. So there is a story from her today. It says, happily ever after, ever after, ever after, ... Part 1. And it is by her, so... Yes, Nova? Like, even though we know she got fired yesterday, there's probably still some kind of backlog of stuff to fill in the gap until either somebody else takes over or what. If I had to guess. Okay, as long as we're all good. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. But I do want to be with you, here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour, forever? Hell yeah, I do. I am definitely inclined to agree with that, Nova, but I get the feeling there's also probably some kind of bullshit contract stuff. Like, oh, you... I don't know, like after a certain point or whatever, your work is not necessarily your own anymore. Like, in some ways, you probably sign over some kind of rights to it or something. I don't know. I'm not any kind of freaking contract writer person, anything like that. I don't know the ins and outs of this stuff. But at any rate, let's see. It would help if I actually clicked back into the right window. Okay, Nova, you go fight them. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. If anybody asks, you've been here all night. My coffee is just so good and potent, sometimes you need to stay in the bathroom for a while. Wink. I have to audibly say wink because my eyes are synced up to do it at the same time, otherwise they just look kind of weird. Anyway. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, exactly, Nova. You just be careful in the bathroom. It gets kind of hairy in there, especially with some good-ass coffee. You know what I mean? But I do want to be with you, here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, But do I want to be with you? Jesus Christ. Here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour, forever? Hell yeah, I do. It's probably the last time Romeo remembers having a really meaningful conversation with Juliet. Well, this story that Freya wrote, it looks like it's going to be a long one because the scroll thing is really tiny. So we're going to be here for a bit. It's probably the last time Romeo remembers having a really meaningful conversation with Juliet. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, dear readers. What is this, fucking lady whistle down? Dear gentle reader. Julie enters, I am not. Just like any other story, this one also has a beginning, and it begins with an introduction. Romeo is a young man of 20. He comes from a quite conservative but not yet out-of-touch family. In other words, they're just like almost every other family in the world. He hates the name his parents gave him, and he hates it even more knowing that his life so far is fulfilling all the cliches of his fictional namesakes. Falling in love with a girl named Juliet is really just the icing on the cliched cake. Oof. Juliet is a young woman of 20. She also comes from a quite conservative but not yet out-of-touch family. In other words, they're also just like almost every other family in the world. She loves the name her parents gave her, although she hates the fact that her life so far is fulfilling half the cliches of her fictional namesake. Falling in love with a boy named Romeo is unfortunate, but she has no plans to die stupidly over it. Well, that's good. That's always a good start. Both of them study at the same university, and they're definitely not the type of people who'd naturally choose to be friends. Fate, however, in the form of a hip, young lecturer with an overenthusiasm for assigning group projects and an unfortunate sense of humor, is what brings them together. A simple group assignment is what introduces our young Romeo and Juliet together. Man, fuck group projects. All my homies hate group projects. Even after their first fated meeting and the many, many more meetings required to finish the assignment, there's no sign that Romeo means anything more to Juliet than a friendly acquaintance she spent a lot of time with in the library with. Nor, honestly, does she mean that much more to him. In fact, after she made an ill-judged joke about the literary elephant in the room, she probably means significantly less. Oh, did she do some kind of faux pas? Oof. Open mouth, insert foot, am I right? But as time goes on, and as the group assignments keep coming without the lecturer ever assigning new partners, Romeo and Juliet become closer. They both begin to see things in the other that they hadn't noticed before. Though for Romeo, that fact is rather frightening. How could I fall for somebody like her? And named Juliet, no less. I can't accept it. My mind's just playing tricks on me. Again and again, around and around. His thoughts chase themselves whenever he sees her. The day is Monday, and Romeo has a class he needs to attend. However, something is different. I have something in my throat, apparently. Jesus Christ. Normally a relatively anxious fellow, he finds going to a class requires a lot of willpower. Today, however, he finds himself hurrying to get there. He knows why, of course, but he refuses to admit it to himself quite yet. The first thing Romeo does when he opens the door is to look at a specific table, the table where Juliet always sits. To his unacknowledged disappointment, the table is empty. Fuck, mutters Romeo under his breath. He doesn't curse because Juliet is not there, of course. Rather, he curses because noticing this was the first thing he did upon entering the room. After sitting in his usual place, Romeo reopens his book and begins reading. Every time someone opens the door, Romeo turns immediately to look and quietly whispers a curse. Again, he is not cursing because he is disappointed it is not Juliet who enters. He is cursing because he turned to look. A few minutes before class begins, Juliet finally arrives, announcing herself and her friend with a braying laugh as she does so. That sound used to be one of the most annoying sounds in the world, at least as far as Romeo was concerned, but today it brings a small smile to his face. Ah. Fuck, curses Romeo again after he realizes he just smiled at the sound. Bro, it's okay, you got feelings, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's all good, baby. Maybe it's not, who knows. Is Romeo in love? He probably is, but he doesn't want to admit it. He doesn't want to admit that. Falling in love with Julia is dangerous, extremely dangerous. They come from completely different backgrounds, they have different skin colors, and they worship different gods. He has no problem with interracial relationships, of course he doesn't. But he never expected it to happen to him. This simply will not do. Girl, what the hell does that even mean? I need to talk to you. Romeo looks up. Juliet is standing over his table. Her jaw is set, but her eyes are worried, and he completely forgets all about his own problems. What's up? He asks. Can you keep a secret? It's really important. Sure, I guess I can. Good enough, because I really need someone to talk to. So Juliet sits down and begins telling her story to Romeo. She talks about the problems she's been facing over the past few months, how they affect her study, about how he's not the first person she's talked to about this, on, and Romeo listens to every word. Eventually, Juliet stops talking and sits quietly. Romeo thinks that she looks somehow lighter than she did before she began talking. He doesn't know how to react to what she told him. He tries giving her some advice, really stupid advice, thinks as soon as he said it. But, oh, excuse me. He believes it's probably much better than just listening and nodding and watching her walk away. He doesn't think he wants her to walk away from him. He thinks about this. Lots of thinking. One thing is for sure. Juliet trusts Romeo as a friend. They've shared a secret now. Even though Juliet has shared the same secret with others before him, this still makes Romeo happy. So damn happy. How pathetic I am, being happy because someone I like came and told me she's not. Romeo thinks, and then shakes his head like a dog shaking off water. After sharing everything she had wanted to share, Juliet starts talking about lighter topics. Soon they are joking freely, the dark mood of earlier almost completely dissipated. Just before Juliet leaves, Romeo asks her something. Why did you tell me all that? Well, I don't really know. I think I can trust you. And you're one of those rare few people who can talk to people directly without sugarcoating everything. It's refreshing. I guess that's why. What Juliet said is true, but Romeo finds it amusing that even though he normally speaks directly to everyone he knows, he can't do that with Juliet. He's not himself when she's around, or so he believes. Ooh, pardon me. After that conversation, Romeo falls even more helplessly in love with Juliet. It's stupid, he thinks. As someone who rarely falls so hard for anyone, but Juliet is driving him crazy. And the fact that she makes him feel the closest thing to love he's felt in years, yet a big wall of cultures, norms, and other societal traditions stands between them, hurts him even more. That is, of course, if Juliet is even into him, anyway. Ah, therein lies the rub, as they say. As weeks go by, Juliet and Romeo become closer. They start telling each other stories more often. But all of these stories are limited to their courses, their friends, and anything at all besides their feelings for each other. She's not into me. She's just an extrovert. She's friendly with everyone, Romeo keeps thinking. And it's when he's thinking about that suddenly Juliet comes and sits at his table. So, you said you wanted to tell me something. It's true. He has already sent a message to Juliet telling her he wanted to talk about something. Oh wow, diving straight in. It's nothing all that important, actually, says Romeo. Come on, it's not like you to be so indirect about things. What's wrong with you, boyo? Romeo actually called Juliet to talk about her attitude recently. She's been weird, at least in Romeo's eyes, and it feels like she's getting farther away, removing herself from many student activities she'd usually take part in. Or usually partake in, whatever. Juliet answers all of his questions. All his thoughts and concerns about how she seems to be removing herself from all other side activities she manages to shrug off or easily explain. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm obsessing over every little thing she does, thinks Romeo, while a pit opens up in his gut at the thought. Is that all? Anything else you want to say? She questions him. Fair is fair, after all. Do you know that I used to like you? The words come from Romeo's mouth out of the blue. He's horrified, even as he recognizes that it's a lie. He still likes her now. He doesn't even know why he decided to confess his feelings right at this random moment, never mind why he confessed with half a lie. It wasn't planned at all. But when he heard Juliet say, anything else? Well, it's definitely one thing Romeo has been planning to say to Juliet for the last few thousand eons. Or, as normal humans measure time, since about 8 months ago. Eons, months. What's the difference? Juliet shows a flash of surprise and then says, no, I had no idea at all. Why? Why what? Why do you like me? Or why did you like me? I mean, there must be a reason. Oh, of course there is. Romeo opens his mouth to tell her and pauses. He blinks slowly and closes his mouth again. Or not. I don't know. I think there is, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm talking gibberish. Juliet does not respond to that. Romeo doesn't even dare to look at her directly, but he can see out of the corner of his eye that she looks dumbfounded. He takes a breath and opens his mouth again, hoping for a lightning strike. Divine intervention, divine inspiration, or instant death. He isn't picky. Okay, I see you as a really strong person, okay? You have a big girly side, but you're also a really strong, independent person. Okay, I get the girly part, but what makes you think I'm strong? Well, just look at how you work with all of your assignments and organizations. I definitely could never deal with everything as well as you do. Ever. Oh, come on. Everybody has something they're good at. You can do things that I can't. That's pretty normal, you know? I know, but still. I'm not sure. That's probably what attracts me to you the most. When he says that, Romeo tries looking at Juliet. Just for a moment. He saw a twitch of a smile on her lips, but dared not even hope. He ascribes it to his imagination instead. So what's next then? Asks Juliet. To be honest, I don't know. I said this because I can't keep hiding it forever. I needed to say it to you even though I know it's impossible for me to ask you out considering all the differences between us. Juliet pauses. Oh, of course. You don't need to say anything though. I just needed to get it out of my system. That's all I wanted to say. Well, okay then. I have something else to do. You don't have anything more to say, right? Yes, no. That's all. Juliet nods and walks away. Wow, line jumping. Juliet nods and says goodbye, then quickly walks away. After Juliet leaves, Romeo lets out a heavy sigh. Good work there. That's one hell of a lot of old baggage I just let go, and a whole hell of a lot of new baggage I replaced it with. Here is an interesting fact about our Romeo. During the whole conversation, he hadn't been able to keep himself from shaking. It's an old habit that he just can't let go of. To his relief, they'd been sitting during the whole conversation, so he could hide his tremor. Still, even though he feels intense relief after telling Juliet about his feelings, his hands are still trembling. He has to wait a couple of minutes before he can walk away himself. So now, after Romeo's long-awaited but ultimately useless confession, what's next for our Juliet and her Romeo? Funnily enough, neither she nor Romeo ever mention it again. At least not to each other. Romeo did eventually tell some of his friends about his feelings for Juliet. But what about Juliet? Romeo didn't know anything about how she was coping with this revelation. He expected that she'd probably told some of her friends, as he had told his. But that doesn't even matter, he tells himself. We're not meant for each other anyway. Watching from the outside, nothing seems to change between them. They still talk about their classes, about their friends, about shows they've watched and books they've read, but they never mention again the time when Romeo revealed his feelings to Juliet. At first, Romeo thought that confessing his feelings would mean letting go of a big boulder inside of his heart. As it turned out, it only transformed the boulder into a restless rock monster asking for more. Eventually, he realizes letting Juliet know about his feelings isn't enough. He needs to have her, he wants to hold her tight, he wants to stare into her eyes and tell her he loves her to Pluto and back. He wants to hear her say, "I love you too." He wants to skip Neil's song because this is not a time for Neil. He wants to kiss her. He wants to run away with her to a place where no one cares about their differences and just sees them as a cute couple in love. He wants to do all the good things in life with her, and more than anything on this earth, he simply wants her. The feeling is killing him. How could she be acting normally after that revelation? Does it mean his feelings mean nothing to her at all? The peak of his emotions comes one day before when our hero is falling asleep. Suddenly, his body is drenched in sweat. His heart beats too fast, and his thoughts only run to one thing. Juliet. He wants, no, nothing so prosaic. He needs Juliet. He doesn't care about anything else, about the traditions, about their families, about anything. There's only one thing he needs to do tomorrow, and that is to confess his feelings, again, to Juliet. This time, however, he is going to ask her out. If she feels the same way, he will ask her to just give it a try and fight the world together. He resolves that he is going to take a leap of faith, and it will be the first thing he does the next time they meet. To be continued. Well, hopefully that works out for him. We probably won't find out until tomorrow. On the next episode of Coffee Talk Z. Well, somebody's here and we don't know who it is. Welcome. Ah! Good evening, Mr. Baileys. Fuck, I can never remember what voice I give him. Oh, good. I'm glad you're back. Back safe and sound, Nova. Seems like there's a hell of a storm out there. Why don't you come into the cafe, take a load off? Get all nice and cozied. There's plenty of cozy to be had. We just finished reading the first half of that Romeo and Juliet story. Presumably the second half is going to be in tomorrow's paper. Who knows? Maybe if it's not, there'll be a whole thing where we interrogate Freya about it. That's the sound of me trying to remember what the fuck voice I gave him, but I don't remember, so we'll just figure it out as we go. Yeah, he's got like that higher pitched kind of blip sound, so we'll figure something out. You're so right, Nova. Right, tomorrow's paper. The paper that's coming out tomorrow. The paper that's specifically designed and written to be coming out tomorrow. That paper? Am I the first customer tonight? You are. That's new. Freya's not here? She said she's coming later tonight. Got something to do with meeting some fellow writer friends. Why not do it here? It's her favorite place, right? Her friends have visited this place from time to time. Just not as much as her. Writers gathering, huh? I wonder what writers talk about when they're hanging out. I've known them for some years now. She has this habit, you know. If she said they're friends, it means they're just hanging out normally. But if she said they were writer friends, they're probably talking about work. Either giving each other feedback on their latest drafts, or sharing and validating ideas. Let's validate our parking. Interesting. They even use code words for meeting up. Oh, it's not like that. She doesn't even realize that's what she says. I just picked up on it. That's even more interesting. Me forgetting to silence my phone, so I just get notifications. Whoops. Very professional. Are you always so observant? It's part of the job. Why's that? People come here every day. Some of them aren't as talkative as others, but their body language can be loud and clear. See, where's Neil? We need to tell Neil this. We, as barista, understand the importance of body language. Ha. It can tell you a lot of things. Whether they need a friendly ear, or just want to be alone. Maybe this is the kind of stuff we told Neil off-screen yesterday. That sounds about right. Okay. It applies to what they're ordering as well. Because, you know, sometimes what people want is not what they need. That's deeper than I would have thought. So, what are you reading from me now? Let me use my barista mind's eye. Are you here to try and patch things up with Lua yet? I won't say. Why? That would break the charm. Ha 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 ha. The hell was that? I guess I can say this much. Whatever I say or do to our customers, it's always related to what I'm getting from their body language. Including our interaction now. Man, now I see why you didn't want to share. Even that was enough to make me feel like I'm naked in front of you. I mean, you're not bad looking, but eh. By the way, girl, you coming on to me? I haven't ordered anything. You're right, you haven't. Maybe if you order something, you'll feel less naked. You can, like, hold your drink up in front of your face and hide behind it. I agree, Nova. I mean, he's not bad to look at, but I don't necessarily want to see him naked. Plus, it would be mighty awkward if Lua did show up and they were gonna try and, like, sort things out, and he's just standing here fucking naked as the day he was born in front of only me and all the passersby on the street. That'd be awkward as hell. What are you having tonight? Hot chocolate with ginger and cinnamon. I heard that's a good drink for a bitter heart. Okay, Captain Edgelord. Okay, chocolate. Ah, fuck, he said ginger and cinnamon? Oh yeah, that is pretty bitter. Oh, look at that. It is. Oh no, it's a broken heart. Look at that. Look at this shit. You seeing this shit, chat? I'm kind of really sad about this, and I don't know why. Well, here you go, buddy. Is this the end of the ship? Is our, like, only het ship sinking? I mean, it's been sinking since the day we met, but... here you go. What do you mean, You're so right. It could be foreshadowing something, or it could be a red herring where it's like leading us to something, but boom, they're actually gonna get together and they'll have that one hot chocolate or whatever that has the heart in it. I forget which one it is. Now I'm gonna check. So I remember there is a drink that we make. Shadows that will help you try to hide. Okay, damn. Yeah, the really sweet hot chocolate. I don't think you have to worry about that, Nova. That's why Aqua... That's why Aqua planned for their weekend away together. Maybe she thinks not being within the same vicinity as, like, work and stuff, it will help them both to, like, sort of calm down and open up. You know, help them to relax and be a little more closer to baseline rather than time crunch and burnout and shit like that. That's just my thought. You're a pretty romantic person, huh? I mean, I'd like to say so. Spending extra time decorating this drink. Listen, aren't you the bitch who came in here and got all fancy with me about latte art? I'm pretty sure it was him. It was either him or Hyde, but I'm pretty sure it was him because I met him first. So, shut up, fancy pants Rich McGee over here. I'd say fuck you, but... You know what? Yeah, fuck you, but not in the sexy way. Just like we say to the Evening Whispers boss. Only for special people and special drinks. The implication that it is the drink itself that's special and not him. Ha! Say, barista. Tell me about yourself. Okay, what do you want to know? Anything. How old are you? Old enough to know better and young enough to do it anyway. Old enough to open a coffee shop. Oh man. I guess I should say sorry for asking that. It's alright. I mean, we know, from what he's told us, elves are effectively immortal. So, even though he's a young man, he looks like a young man, he might be sort of in the same vein like Gala and Hyde are, where even though they look a certain age, they're actually, like, way older. It's alright, but that's the only answer I can give. Now you're making me wonder what I should ask next. I don't know, man. It's your interrogation. Speaking- oh dear. Oh no. Oh, Freya. Oh no. Girl. Somebody. She needs some milk. Hello, everyone. Why are both of you looking at me like that? Freya, you look horrible. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to echo our dear barista. Yeah, you do. What happened? You'd be better asking what didn't happen. Because the answer would be proper sleep and decent progress on my draft. You need to rest. And miss my deadline? Yes. You're better off frickin' getting the rest that you need as opposed to, you know, trying to stay up and force yourself through it. Science has proven that even literally just laying down and getting comfy, even if you don't fall asleep, it's still better for your health than just staying up. Because at least the attempt is there and that you're, you know, getting some kind of less activity, if that makes sense. Girl, if you don't get rest, you're going to hit your next deadline, and that being your death. So true. Hell no. Sorry, Baileys. I won't be able to keep you company. Because I have to finish this thing. And for that, I'll need a whole hell of a lot of espresso. Are you sure about that? You really should just rest. Get something to help you sleep. Do I have, like, chamomile or some shit? Maybe something, like, warm. Like, warm and sleepy. Warm and calming. Energy boost. I don't know, let's see. I really don't want to give her the espresso, honestly. Espresso! Please. Alright, Sabrina Carpenter, calm down. Green tea, honey, and cinnamon. I'm inclined to agree with that. It sounds like something I would drink when I'm trying to be sleepy. We're going to give you exactly what you didn't order, because I say so. This is my cafe. I got an achievement. Serve the wrong drink for the first time. Oops. Let's see how this plays out. She's probably gonna be pissed we didn't give her coffee. Like, even the drink we gave her didn't have any coffee in it. What the hell, dude? This isn't even coffee. Yeah, you're right. It's the closest I can give you to a pillow. Drink. But this isn't what... Drink! Okay. It's on the house. It better be. Oh, shut up. How was the meeting? It was pretty good. How are we defining pretty good, though? Like, you look like you lost a fight. I got a lot of good advice. But that also means things. And not a small number of them, mind you. Need to be rewritten. Oh. Oh. It's not that bad. Rewriting is part of the process. It's just that... It's just... I'm waiting for her to just collapse. I'm going to my usual corner. Although, thanks to your drink, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to stay awake or not. Girl, you know what? You need a fucking nap. That's fine. She looks horrible. She does. But don't worry about her. She'll finish it. This isn't the first time she's acted like this. No. But this time the stakes are pretty high. So... what brings you here today? Ah, finally, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of it. I'm not even sure myself. I had no plan tonight. And this place just came to mind. Out of the blue. I'll have to thank your subconscious then. I guess you should. Hello? Oh. The token hets are here! Not sure whether I should thank it or not, though. Hi, Lua.
Hi, Baileys.
I mean, at least they are polite enough to say hi. They're both... How... You first.
No, you first.
I was just going to ask, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
I'm good, yeah. Oh, they're both so sad.
I think I need to order something first.
Oh, of course, of course. Go ahead.
Hi, barista.
What are you having this evening, Miss Lua?
Gingerbread coffee, please.
That sounds tasty as fuck. Well, I imagine that starts with coffee. Probably ginger. Well, if we're going to make it like a gingerbread cookie, there's probably like cinnamon. Let's check it out. Can't remember if this is actually something we've made. Ooh, look at that foam! Apparently no honey. You were close, Nova. You were real close. Here it is.
Thank you. My grandma used to make this drink for me. It reminds me so much of her.
Yeah, I don't think we had actually made that before, because it's probably right here at the top. Here we go. Sweetened with brown sugar to satisfy the cookie monster. Mood. Okay, but real talk, brown sugar in coffee drinks is fucking baller.
It's one of the cafe's specialties. It reminds me of when I was growing up. With my family.
Okay, girl, I don't think you needed to really hammer it in that much. How's work?
It's going pretty okay. You?
I'm not taking any new jobs at the moment. Because... well, you know.
Yeah. I get it. You have enough in your savings, right?
That's a very Lua thing to ask. But yeah, I do. Thanks to that last annoying job.
It went well in the end?
It kinda did. They paid me on time at least. And the pay was amazing.
How long are you planning to take a break for?
I don't know. Until my problems are settled, I guess.
And what problems are those?
I'm not sure you necessarily want to say problems when a big source of your, issues is your, relationship with her and how you're on the outs because you can't agree on family shit. What do I know? I'm just a barista. I'm not a marriage counselor. Or I'm not a relationship counselor, therapist, person. I can't even think of the title. That's how much of just a barista I am. I'll tell you this. But don't tell anyone, okay?
Not even barista, who's standing in front of us?
I'm not here. Not even barista.
Okay.
So there's this girl. I love her. We've been going out for a few years. But I'm not really sure where we stand now.
How can you not be sure?
We had an argument about a week ago. It wasn't anything new. But somehow, things escalated uncontrollably.
Why is that?
I assume both of us were just tired. Knowing that we're fighting against centuries of tradition. We haven't really talked since our last fight.
Leaving things unresolved is not a good idea.
But I can't bring myself to start the conversation.
I'm still not here. Don't worry about it. Why?
Even I'm not sure about that. Pride, maybe? Or tiredness.
Starybot, shut the fuck up, we're in the middle of something.
Or knowing that chances are we won't be able to find the best solution for everyone anyway.
Baileys. I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think she's feeling right now?
To be honest, I don't know. She's not like me, that's for sure. Thankfully.
Why?
At least it won't affect her professional life that much. I'm glad I'm a freelancer. It means I can just take a break from work without so many problems. I'm not as professional as her, you see.
I think you're wrong.
Really?
If I were her, I would find it difficult to live life as usual. But I'd put on a lot of masks. Just to hide the feelings I was going through.
That sounds difficult and uncomfortable.
It is. But a friend told me once, you gotta do what you gotta do.
He must be a pretty cool guy.
He is. What's next for us, Baileys?
I don't know, Lua.
I met some new people this week.
Including that supermodel?
You knew?
That girl in the corner told me.
Yeah, including that supermodel.
They're talking about Hyde. And how does that make you feel?
Like a fool.
What?
He said a lot of things that I've been trying to avoid thinking about. A lot of truths. He's a bit like you know? Attitude-wise. You'd get along with him.
Doubt it. Opposites attract, but similarity breeds contempt. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. Ever heard that before?
A lot. From a certain hipster elf.
And after listening to that guy, what's your stance on, you know, us?
I'm not sure, Baileys. What about you yourself? Had any similar experiences this week?
I have, in fact. You met a vampire, and I met a werewolf.
What are the odds?
In Seattle, in the only cafe that stays open after midnight, more likely than you'd think, apparently. But, remember, I'm not here.
I can't stay leaning back like that, though. It kinda hurts.
What are the odds, indeed?
What did your werewolf say?
Not much, to be honest. Yeah, Gala's a pretty soft-spoken kind of guy. But that's okay. But he made a good point about the importance of family.
Baileys.
I know I've been stubborn about you wanting me to make peace with my family.
And I know why that's very important for you. But Freya said something that kinda hit me hard. What was it? I was just using you as an excuse to escape my family. When I actually want to do that anyway. For myself. You know me, Baileys. I do. And you know how I feel uncomfortable with people leaving their families. Which makes me an asshole, I guess. I get why you think that way, Lua. Blood is thicker than water. That's not the whole quote, but I'm not gonna interrupt. What should we do? Lua. Yes, Baileys? Please let me leave my family. I'll try to get your family to accept me. That sounds like the easier thing to do, after all. But you'll lose your immortality! You'll be an outcast among other elves. An outcast from a bunch of overly pretentious people? Sounds great. You'll live a long time. But you won't have perfect health and perfect life that's the elven privilege. But it's not a perfect life without you! And what if our relationship doesn't last? You'll have lost everything. You'll blame me. Lua, I will never blame you for anything. If we're talking about who I used to be, that guy would never have blamed himself. 100 reasons for why something failed, but never anything to do with him. But that won't happen with us. You know why? Because I've learned so many things by being with you for 10 years. It made me a better person. So you don't need to worry about any of that. Because right now, you're the most important part of my life. I don't need an immortal life. Because without you, it won't be a life worth living. Damn! Why are the onion cutting ninjas here? Damn! Baileys. I know, right, Nova? This is a cafe. There's not supposed to be onions. There's probably a restaurant nearby. Maybe a restaurant attached to the multiversal resort across the street or something. Ah. I believe in you. That was so cute! Their silhouettes did a little heart shape. I also got an achievement for finishing their story. It's called The Love of My Life. Excuse me while Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, exactly. At least someone fixed their shit. And good on them for being adults about it and fixing it themselves. Lua. Baileys. I feel like we're living in a soap opera. You and me both, man. It seems so. So, what's our plan? Tomorrow's Saturday. Are we going on a date? I'm going to my parents' place. Oh. And I want you to come with me. I mean, you did just say, you literally did just say you were gonna try to endear yourself to them. What? That's so sudden.
Did you already have plans for tomorrow?
Well, no. It's just... I'm not prepared to meet them. Bro, you've been dating 10 years. Look, I know there's the whole, elves and succubi and racial tensions and shit, but 10 years and you haven't even attempted to meet her folks? God damn. I mean, I guess I can't say shit. I never really met any of my ex's parents. But those relationships were all very short-lived.
You'll be fine.
You don't want to tell them about this first?
It'll be alright.
Well, they never forbade you from dating other races?
They're not big fans of elves, that much is true. But you can prove them wrong.
Okay. This could be a good first step.
It is.
It's set then.
I don't know what'll happen tomorrow. But we can think about it. And anything else. Later.
I'm with you on that. So, does that mean you don't mind me?
I had my doubts. But now I'm sure. I can trust you.
Lua. Thank you.
Are you still staying at Farron's house?
Yeah.
You're staying with me tonight.
Huh? What about your roommate?
She's away for the weekend.
Oh, wouldn't it be a whole fucking shit thing if, like, Lua and Aqua were roommates or something? Or, like, even better, Lua and Myrtle were roommates or something? I'm sure it's probably just a coincidence that, Lua's roommate is away for the weekend. But, like... even though it's Seattle, it's a very contained story.
Taking a long weekend getaway until Sunday night.
Fate is on our side, it seems. Hey, barista. Yes? Remember, I haven't been here the whole time. I don't know what's happening. We're leaving.
Thank you so much for keeping up with us this past week.
The pleasure was mine. We're off then.
See you. Thank you for coming.
Name your firstborn after me. Not really. Oh hey, she looks better now. She looks... not half dead. That was pretty intense. Oh, you're back in the real world. I just pretend not to notice. They're like one of the main reasons I'm writing this story. So I have to see their struggle through till the end. It's important for the writing, you know? That's cold. What? It's not like that. It's just that... yeah, that was cold. I'm sorry. Well, you don't gotta apologize to me. It's not like they were here to hear you basically say you only were hanging around for their drama. I won't tell. You look better than before, though. For now. I can't tell you how I feel until it's done. And I don't... Freya Pog, let's go! Oh! I'm with Freya on this one. Can't get my eyes open wide enough. If I had to guess, though, like, based on his, outfit, that's probably Gala. Having his, Fury thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Gala, because you can, like, that's his jacket, and he's got, like, the scrub shirt underneath. He probably came here to see if that, remedy will help. Whoa! Freya, get over here. This wolf? Is that him? I think so. Welcome, sir. Understandable. Have a good night. Are you crazy? You can't treat a werewolf in a fury like a normal customer. Bitch, watch me. Trust me. He must have his reasons for coming here. You can relax, sir. Do you need anything? Something to calm you down, maybe? I know what it is. Oh. I think it's like tea, milk, and ginger. Let's try that, see if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, yeah, that's it. Here's your... I mean, at least he had the decency to hold his cup like a normal dude and not just throw the whole thing down the hatch. What the hell? Is that really him? After seeing the reaction to the drink? 100%. Well, whoever he is. She's just pogging all over the place. This place survived. Thankfully, yes. But I think I need to close up shop early. Don't want to cause any more ruckus. And I need to clean up some of the mess anyway. Yeah, I may or may not have shit on the floor a little bit. Don't worry about it. Or, I don't think I shit on the floor. Freya probably shit on the floor. Good idea. Can you get back alright by yourself? I'll manage. Well, if she wasn't awake before, I think she is now. Take care on your way back. You be careful too. See you tomorrow. See you. Spiced Lady, a British chocolate drink, extremely popular in the 90s. But it's probably tea, chocolate, and cinnamon if I had to guess. So that was pretty intense. Got to see Gala in wolf form. But before we get started, yeah, that is the best way to put it, Nova. That was certainly something. But we're gonna take a quick little break, refresh our drinks, refresh snacks, get up, do a nice big stretch. There is some significant shrimping going on over here. But yeah, let's all take a minute to process that. You know, everything that just happened. Bailey's and Lua officially deciding to stay together. Gala coming in during his fury. And hopefully we helped him out. And, well, I guess we'll see. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. I said welcome back, that means the shit should show up. There we go. Hope everybody got a nice little stretch in, a little break. Something to drink, something to eat. You do what you gotta do, take care of yourself. If you haven't done that before now, go do that. Take care of yourself. We'll still be here. And even if we're not, that's what VODs are for, baby. I actually went and made myself a little mocha dew. I call it a mocha, but really all it is I get a packet of hot chocolate, and instead of like warm milk or hot water or something going over it, just put coffee over it. And then at one of the stores near me today, I saw they had chocolate cold foam like they do at one of the chain coffee places. We need to have Neil read the Coachella 2020's do's and don'ts section of this paper. Well, I don't think Coachella is happening until, like, this coming weekend in-game. So, like, tomorrow? Who knows? But I do hope we get to see them and, find out, how their experience at Coachella went. And now it is Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. Headlines from the Evening Whispers. Don't worry, Nova, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of this. And hopefully Neil got to somebody's bottom, because that's what they wanted. Today in news. Weirdstein Company criticized for unfair depictions of werewolf in their latest box office hit. I mean, yeah, I could see that. That don't look good. Especially with what we saw yesterday. I bet Neil could switch it up depending on who they're with, honestly. Mostly they just want to do the do. They just want to boink. I don't think they necessarily care about how that happens. More that it happens. You know? Like, I feel like they care, even though it's their mission or whatever to boink, they care enough about what their partner would want. That's just me. I don't know shit about being an alien in a spacesuit. I'm just a barista. That's practically my fucking catchphrase at this point. I'm just a barista, but... Or, I'm not blank, I'm just a barista. And like you said, we need to find Neil so they can read the Coachella do's and don'ts. And then, Atlantic ambassador in talks with Fire regarding immigration. Oh, you mean like that fucking Agent 47 Men in Black looking guy who was here the other day before Neil showed up? Yeah, because, I was not a fan of that guy. I don't want him around here. No feds, no pigs. Well, listen, my cafe may be open to, pretty much anybody from every walk of life. I even let that one cop guy in here. I draw the line at feds. He comes back looking for Neil, I'm going to bite him. Same. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to bite him. He did not look tasty. And since I'm only half vampire, I don't necessarily need to do the whole blood drinking thing so much, if at all. And bro did. He looked like he would taste like a well done steak. Dry and gross. Anyway, let's start the day. And we have to see if there's a part 2 to that Romeo and Juliet story. We're not even paying attention. God, it's really long again, too. Ugh. By the time I'm done with him, he's going to be a burnt steak. See? You're going to make him look like and be exactly what I already imagined him to be. So it looks like there's at least a part 2 to Freya's story from the newspaper from yesterday. Did a quick scroll down to the bottom, and there's gonna be at least one more. Fine. Okay. Like, I'm hoping she's still getting some kind of paid for this. Also, everybody, let's just do a little vibe to my favorite song on the playlist that isn't Neil's song, simply because this song is called Derp Nugget. Look, we love Freya, but clearly someone is posting these without her consent at this point, and I don't care about any kind of contract. They fired her, they should not be able to use them, so I say we boycott them. Yeah. So you don't want me to read this, part 2 of Freya's Romeo and Juliet story? Because I'm cool either way. It's not like it's gonna be deleted, theoretically. Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe they got somebody on backup duty. That's my theory. Well, frankly, I'm curious as to how this story is gonna end, so I'm gonna read it. Happily ever after, ever after, ever after, part 2. It doesn't happen the next time Romeo and Juliet meet. When Romeo sees her, he knows something isn't right. After that, each time he sees her, he feels uncomfortable, almost afraid. Our hero isn't scared of much, but he can't explain how she makes him feel, as though she's surrounded by a fierce, powerful aura that keeps him from approaching. It's okay, Nova, there's always next time. Every time you try something and it doesn't completely go the way you expected, that just means there's, room for growth and practice and stuff. That's just my thought. But what do I know? I am just a barista. It takes a few days for whatever it is to fade. When that sense of danger finally eases up, Romeo finds he has the courage to approach her. Cunningly, he waits until the end of a night class when both of them are ready to go home. Hey Jules, are you heading back? Let me drive you home. No, it's fine. I'll just call an Uber. I have something I need to tell you, though. Her expression quickly changes to one Romeo's never seen. An uncomfortable-looking mixture of happy, sad, and angry. He finds he doesn't know what to call it. She peers at him. What's it about? It's about, thing I told you a few months ago. You gonna elaborate? Okay, good news. The playlist actually looped this time. Yay! The slight smile he saw when he first confessed his feelings returns to her face. Okay, let's go for a drive. I know a good place to talk. Juliet directs Romeo sporadically, and they chat normally to fill the intervening time until they reach what she reveals to be their destination. A large, dark, empty park. Huh, I didn't know there was a park around here. You know nothing, Romeo. Hey, what? You said you don't read or watch Game of Thrones. She side-eyes him. It's all over the internet, my dude. I mean, same. I don't know nothing about no Game of Thrones, and even I know that Jon Snow knows nothing. Good point. Well made. Our heroes climb over the locked gate and meander slowly along the paths until they find a bench, and an unspoken decision has them both sit down at the same time. By this point, it's close to midnight. The drive had been long, and he'd driven slower than usual to stretch out their time together. The sky is bright with stars while the full moon hangs heavy on the horizon. A warm and gentle breeze brings with it the scent of wet earth and green growing things, and far distant clouds tease them with the idea of rain before morning. It is, Romeo feels, perfect, as though God had created it especially for them and this moment. So, says Juliet, lowering her gaze from the milky splash of stars above them to meet his eyes, what do you want to talk to me about? And Romeo thinks, what the hell? And jumps right in. I told you I liked you. Do you remember? Do you remember? I told you a while back I liked you. Yes. It was a lie. Her eyes narrow. What do you mean? Oh, careful, dear Romeo. You should not play with a woman's heart. You shouldn't play with anybody's heart, no matter who you are or who they are. You shouldn't play with people's feelings. I still like you. I never stopped liking you. And every day I like you more, and I don't think I can go another day without telling you how I feel. Oh, I know. His jaw snaps shut and he blinks rapidly. This is not what he thought she would say. Rose just like... like that white guy blinking meme that went around for a while. I still use it regularly, honestly. What? Is it that obvious? No, but it was kind of easy to guess. Romeo, you, like me, have the subtlety of a tornado in a trailer park. Yeah. Hopefully, less damaging in his case. Ah, okay. So yeah, there's that. And? You know, when I first told you how I felt, I thought it would help me clear my head. I wanted it to. But since then, it's haunted me. Why did I want that? I think of you, and I want to see you. I see you, and I want to talk to you. He continues, laying bare all of the things he's been thinking of these past few weeks, culminating in an impassioned plea. I know it probably won't end well, but I want to be with you. I want us to try. Juliet takes his hand and squeezes it, feels the tremble in his fingers, and says nothing about it. Romeo, I like you, she begins, and his heart near bursts. I like you a lot, and not only as a friend, but you know that, with our backgrounds and our families, it's impossible for us to be together. I know that, Juliet. I know. I really like spending time with you. Whenever I talk to you, I feel so happy and so scared. Why would you feel scared? Because I don't want to say anything that will make you think less of me. I want to look perfect in front of you, even though whenever we're together, it feels like I can only show all of my imperfections. Hey, nobody's perfect. They sit quietly for a moment, still holding hands. Romeo stares at their entwined fingers, while Juliet watches the breeze ripple through the trees. It still feels weird, our heroine muses almost to herself. You told me that you liked me, and I thought, it could never work. And then you said the same, and I was disappointed somehow. And now here you are telling me to forget about the rules, and I'm the one saying they're important. Oh, tell me about it. I don't even know where this is all coming from. You don't like what I like, and I don't like what you like, and please don't get me started on the fact that your favorite book is the single worst thing I have ever read. Huh? You mean The Secret? Yes, God, please let's not talk about it now, okay? She tilts her head back and laughs, and Romeo remembers that he used to hate that sound a long time ago. Okay, let's not talk about it. But if you know that a relationship won't go well, why do you keep telling me how you feel? Why don't you just try to forget me? I've tried, he sighs, squeezing her hand gently. But every conversation with you is enough to make me remember that you mean so much to me. You don't listen to explosions in the sky, but you're what I think of whenever I do. You don't play video games as much as me, but you on my team is what I want the most whenever I play a multiplayer game. We pray to different gods, but your face is the one that appears when I pray for a good future. Juliet doesn't say anything. She just looks into his eyes while listening to everything he's been keeping in his head and his heart for a long time. Before this, pardon me, I always thought that when I fell in love with someone, it would be a person I wanted to grow old with. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. But do I want to be with you here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour, forever? Hell yeah, I do. Neither Romeo nor Juliet speak for some time after that. They just keep staring at each other. They don't know what it is, but they surely feel something strange, something magical is happening between them now. A delicate thing which twists in the air around them, young and oh so fragile. You love me? Juliet asks quietly. I'm not sure, Romeo answers. But if it's not love, then I don't know what is. But if it is love, why don't you want to grow old with me? Because it is just love. You're such a weirdo. I don't know why I ever fell in love with you, says Juliet. Right at that moment, Romeo feels joy in his heart, a tsunami of happiness sweeping through his body, destroying all the baggage that has been messing with his head and heart for so many months. But then reality hits as suddenly as the joy. Everything happens in a single instant. In just one moment, Romeo feels the greatest happiness and the greatest sadness he's ever felt in his life. Hey, I might not be worth you sacrificing everything, especially your family. But if love is really that special, then maybe it'll give us another chance to be together, even though maybe it can only happen in another life when we are both cats. Did you just quote Vanilla Sky at me? I can't believe you did that. That's hilarious that you said that. You know I hate that movie. It's a great movie. How the hell did I manage to fall in love with you again? Both of them start to laugh together, continuing until all the laughter drains into simple smiles. A simple, beautiful curve on their lips that shows a deeper meaning only for the two of them. I love you, says Romeo. I love you too, I guess, answers Juliet. They sit closer now while holding hands. Juliet puts her head on Romeo's shoulder. Is it worth it? She asks. For now, right at this moment, it's totally worth it. But whether that feeling will last as time goes by, as more people find out about it, I don't know. Juliet sighs quietly. Life sucks sometimes. Life sucks most of the time. That's why I want to make this moment last forever, if that's even possible. It's possible, if we believe it. Is that what that weird book taught you? Laughs Romeo. Shut up, Juliet answers and pinches his hand. They stay silent again for a while. Hey, kiss me. The words come from Juliet. Romeo doesn't really know how to react to that. You kiss her. Duh. Why? I've heard many people say that a kiss is a magical thing. It can stop time or take you to the future in an instant. I've heard that story. I always thought it was silly, though. The situation we're stuck in is pretty silly, too, you know. Good point, he allows. Well made. So? They stare at each other. As they lean in, they close their eyes. When their lips touch for the first time, it's the strangest sensation either of them has ever felt. Everything feels so magical. It feels as if time has stopped, only for them. As if they're in an infinite loop of that exact moment. To be continued. So what you're saying is tomorrow, the end of the story is where we finally get the tragic shit, where they both, like, die or whatever? I don't know, I'm invested. Alright, let's see who's greeting us today. Welcome. Oh, there she is. Hey, barista. Good evening, Freya. You look very cheerful today. God, I hope she got some fucking sleep. And it's all thanks to you. What did I do? Haha. I finally got a good night's sleep last night. Yeah. Like, I slept like a log. She slept like a log, which leads to this pog. Proper 12 hours of closing my eyes and not thinking about anything. You get 12 hours? Seems fake, but okay. I'll take your word for it. Good for you. You really needed that. I know. But I had the deadline coming, and I've been pushing myself to finish this draft. A bit too much, I guess. Yeah. So, how's it going now? You won't believe this. I probably will. But when I woke up this afternoon, the words just flowed through me like water. And not forced crap like I've been writing recently. And that's why taking a break is important. Yeah. You don't need to start lecturing me now. So, what's your plan now? Now, as in right at this moment, I'm planning to go to the bathroom and wash my face. And after that, I'll continue writing. Sounds like a solid plan. You know where the restroom is. Okay, I need something to drink now. Freya, you're unemployed. Don't waste your money on coffee shop drinks. That is so weird. Coming from the coffee shop owner. I know. You've been a regular for years. If you only need the vibes of the place, just right here. No, I can't do that. You don't have any customers tonight. Girl, the night just started. Who knows what could happen? What would I do if this place went bankrupt? It won't happen. How can you be so sure? Just take this tap water and go do your work, okay? But... Hello? See, there's a customer coming right now. So don't you worry about me. Hey, there he is. Hey, buddy. Got a new jacket? You doing okay? I mean, he's obviously doing a lot better than he was last night. Hi, Gala. He's probably embarrassed. Or at least he doesn't feel great about, like, barging in here last night and going roar at me. Just roar. I mean, to be fair, I can't blame him. If I don't get my coffee or drink of choice by a certain point in the day, that's just me. Just straight up turn into that. What's wrong? I know you're a man of few words, but this may be pushing it a bit. Freya. Barista. I'm truly very sorry for what happened yesterday. Gala. Hey, it's alright. No one got hurt, right? And the coffee shop's fine. Don't think about it too much, Gala. Like Freya said, no casualties and no problems with the coffee shop. I still need to redeem myself for the mess I made. And the scare I gave you. I'm sure there's something I can do. Why don't you buy something for the lady here? Yes, be a gentleman. Make up for giving her a right proper scare and buy her a drink. How's that? That seems agreeable. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. I mean, she's speechless. I haven't clicked the tab to forward the text. Jesus, badger in my neck. I mean, he hasn't even said anything yet, but those like 2 pixels at the corners of his mouth, I think he's agreeable to the idea. Hey, what do you mean? Do you want anything to drink, Freya? No! It's alright, Gala. I insist. You don't have to. Please accept it. Oh, look, he's sad again. Now he's got... His 3 pixels are down now. At least it'll help me stop feeling so guilty. At least a little. Alright, alright. I wouldn't mind a coffee. Not an espresso, mind you. Something with a little less of a kick. You know how to make sugar and spice? The one with cinnamon? Yes. Cup of sugar and spice, please. Well, coffee. We don't have sugar, so I assume that's just honey. And then she said cinnamon. Or we said cinnamon. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Oh, hell yeah. Serve it! Sugar and spices for the lady with the vices. Hey! Oh well, I won't complain. Thank you, Gala. Don't mention it. There we go. We got his pixels back. What are her vices? Like me, not enough sleep and way too much caffeine. And probably other stuff that we don't know about. Or at least that we don't discuss here in context of the coffee shop. I don't know, man. I'm just a barista. I'm not a lifestyle expert for writers who have recently been fired. Yeah, Desk, we were talking about that last night. How she's the quote-unquote most normal person in the cafe at any given time because she's a human. Meanwhile, we got Gala over here who's a werewolf, me who's half vampire. Fuck, who else did we have? The cafe was full. I can tell you that much. And we decided that because she's human and her only defining traits are green hair and pronouns, that's why she's the most normal person. How you doing, though, Desk? 2 cat people, a half-orc, a mermaid octopus person, a literal alien, a men in black looking dude, and then just a regular police officer. Oh, and the succubi and the elf. Yeah, thank you, Nova. And another vampire. Yeah. Yeah, if I had to guess, the amount of human that resides in any of the people, like all of the cafe people put together, including myself, human is fairly minimal. If we're talking like human percentage versus fantasy. That's just a guess, though. I'm just a barista, not a mathematician. Barista, are you sure there's nothing I can do for you? You don't have to do anything, Gala. It's fine. But to be honest, I'm curious. Yeah, she may be a human, but she's crazy human that's high on caffeine. Yes. Same, though. I'm curious. What happened yesterday? Earl, he got his period. That's all. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you usually stay indoors during the full moon, don't you? I usually do. But there was an emergency at the hospital yesterday. What kind of emergency? The hospital was really packed yesterday. After that announcement. Announcement? The one saying that a replacement government-issued Fury sedative will be available soon. Oh, probably everybody was all like, the sedative, give it to me now, now, now! Whether or not the hospital actually had it in the first place or anything. Or whether or not it actually worked. Releasing that news on the day of the full moon was just stupid. Yeah, that. So many restless werewolves came, asking about the sedative, which isn't ready yet. But the announcement said it wasn't ready. Just that it was coming soon. You think people read the whole article? To be fair... Actually, no, there's no to be fairing. We don't get to read the whole article, we just get headlines. The rest of it is just, redacted, redacted, redacted. There's no to be fair. People are stupid. There's no way in hell anyone read past that headline. Yeah, exactly. Especially if they're all like, ah, something that can help me. Or something that can benefit me, or whatever. Like, I get it. Everybody's their own main character. But, like, come on. Excuse me, I dropped something on the floor. And if I don't pick it up now, I forget that it's there. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, no, if I didn't pick that up, I would have completely forgotten about it. Saribot says it's time for a break, but we're in the middle of something, so hush. Then they went straight to the hospital. I don't blame them, though. Finding out that the only publicly available sedative is dangerous. It's difficult for some people. I ended up having to explain it to dozens of werewolves. Maybe they should have done like a news announcement kind of thing. I even had to put some rogue werewolves in the isolation rooms. Which I imagine did not do so hot for you, my friend. It was that bad, huh? Yeah, to the point that we ran out of rooms to put them in. Oh. What did this... As they say, no bueno. At least that's what I would assume people would say. But I'm just a barista. I'm not a Spanish speaker. Clearly, if you've heard me, I barely speak English, so... That's why at the end of my shift, I left immediately. Normally, I'd have asked a friend to lock me in one of our isolation rooms, of course. But I couldn't. I'm probably forcing it a little bit. I should definitely reel it back. But I couldn't, so I rushed right back to my apartment. But it was too late. Thankfully, I was in this area. And I managed to force myself to come to your place. Gala, excuse me for asking this. Yes? But you didn't hurt anyone on the way here, right? As far as I remember, no. And I didn't see any blood on my clothes. Well, that's good. That's usually a very good sign. That's good to hear. This might sound overly confident, considering what happened yesterday. I have enough control to make sure I don't hurt anyone. Oh, good for you. Honestly, I love that for you. We stan a confident king. As long as I have something to direct my fury towards. Usually, I end up destroying stuff around me. Or, worst case, hurting myself. I kind of had that thought just based on the amount of bandages and scars he's got, like, on his arms. But I didn't want to make too much of an assumption. Yeah, because he's got all these kind of... 3, 4, 5... Yeah, like, all his knuckles are bandaged up. He's got bandages on his arms, some on his face. That was also kind of how we could tell that it was him. Because he had the scarring on his eyes. Or one eye, rather. Despite all of that, I'm still glad that no one got hurt. Always looking for the positive side, aren't you? Just doing my job. I'm a barista and a ray of positivity, I guess. Thanks, both of you. I really mean it. But please, if there's anything I can do to if there's anything I can do to help, please, don't hesitate to ask me right away. Will do. In the meantime, can I order a drink? Absolutely, buddy. You want your usual? I don't remember what it is. I know the name of it. Do I ever remember what it's actually called? Absolutely not. Or what it's made of. Okay, I got it. Sure. What are you having? Same as yesterday. Tea. Milk. Ginger. It's time for the Galahad. I just love the art on it. It's so cool. Serve it! Here's your special brew. Thank you. Oh, and his phone's ringing. If I was using my controller, I imagine it would be vibrating right now. Well, my headphones needed charging and I can play this game with just my mouse, so it's fine. The drink that saved me. Man, get you somebody who looks at you like Gallo's looking at this cup of tea. Just the level of warmth and admiration and, dare I say, affection. I'm slightly envious of this cup of tea, honestly. Once again, thank you for helping me find this drink. I mean, you did most of the work. I just make it. By the way, Gala, now that you can be 100% sure... Now that you can be 100% sure that that drink is your natural sedative, why don't you put some in a bottle and carry it with you everywhere? I don't know, after a while I bet the milk would go bad. That's perfectly fine, Nova. I'm sure you'll find somebody to look at and who looks at you the same way Gala looks at his special drink. In the meantime, have your own special drink and look at it like that. That's how I'm feeling about this freaking mocha I made. 2 in the morning drinking a cup of coffee? Who gives a shit? I certainly don't. That's why I'm drinking it. The best or maybe worst part is we do in fact have decaf here at the house. I just don't use it. I got it for my husband because he's not a super... He's trying not to be so much of a crippling caffeine addict like I am, and he succeeds way better than I do. So mostly we have the decaf around for him, for when he wants something, you know, for the flavor, not necessarily the caffeine. But me, I'm like, give me the juice, give me the juice, give me the juice. And then I make it, because I'm a whole ass adult. I can make my own coffee at 2 in the morning. That's the plan. Oh, so he is gonna try that. Maybe he needs a thermos. Like a good thermos, because it's a hot drink. I can't be a crippling caffeine addict. I have ADHD. Caffeine and ADHD makes very differently than caffeine does with someone who doesn't have that. I'm sure it does. Like, I have not been, like, tested or had any kind of diagnosis or stuff. Anything like that. But I suspect it would not be a far-fetched thought that I have, like, some kind of ADHD or something. I admittedly base that a lot on my friend who does have ADHD sending me memes and videos and stuff that she finds very relatable, to which I usually respond, either these need to stop being so relatable or I need to talk to my doctor. And I still have not done that. So, either way, the point is, I get it. I 100% get it. It has to be warm, though. I can use a vacuum flask, I suppose. Yeah, like I said, get a thermos. We'll give it a try next full moon. 3 types of ADHD. Hyperactive, inattentive, and then combined. So who knows? You could be one of the 3. Yeah, probably. Like, I would not be surprised if that ended up being the case. Ah, well. I'll give it a try next full moon. Don't worry, Freya. I'm going to stay at my place for the next full moon. I'm not taking any risks. Before I can make sure how effective that remedy is. Phew! I like how we just heard the door open. Usually there's like the jingle doorbell thing. But we didn't even hear that. We just heard the door. What the? Rachel? What's going on?
Huh. What else?
Your father?
Of course.
She's so pouty. Look at her.
What the hell was he thinking?
What, did he go to the studio again to yell at your manager guy?
Coming backstage at Coachella.
Oh yeah, it's Coachella. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be performing?
Just to get into an argument with my manager.
Huh?
Before we continue, barista, a cafe latte, please.
You know what? Fair. I respect the hustle. I'm pretty sure it's just coffee and... Well, an actual latte is just coffee and milk. So I think it's 1 coffee to 2 milk. Yeah. I'm absolute dog shit at latte art, but let's give it a go. Just for her. Yeah, so I think it's like a whole... You, like, make your way up to the top. Then you etch, and you go... down. Yeah, something like that. Serve it!
Your cafe latte's ready. Thanks.
How did he manage to get backstage?
He told security he was my father. And he messaged me about coming beforehand. Said he was just going to wish me luck. So I told them to let him in, of course. He's still my father. Things were nice at first. Then my manager came. And... I don't know why he hates him so much.
Well, girl, he's already explained that your manager's not a good dude. He kind of sucks. Who knows? Maybe he was a visitor of whatever Coffee Talk's equivalent of Epstein Island is. If you catch my drift. I don't know.
It's showbiz. I'm mature enough to know what's good or bad for me.
know. Like, I'm siding with her dad on this one. I feel like she is in over her head. But at the same time, they're both going about all of this all wrong. So hopefully we can help them get it figured out. Girl, you are 18. Shut the F up. You don't know shit. You don't know jack shit about diddly squat. Yeah, exactly, Nova. Like, especially, she's 18 and she's trying to navigate a very cutthroat industry. And the main person she's relying on is admittedly a presumably older guy. Like, old enough that her dad knows of him. No, not he. Get out of here. Neil's not here. Neil is at Coachella getting some. There we go. Like, yeah, you may be 18 and you may have been, like, in this industry for however many years already, but, like, no matter how much experience she has in this, yeah, hopefully. I hope we see Neil at least one more time. And if we don't, maybe they show up in the second one. We don't even know how much more game we still have to go, so we can just speculate. But yeah, the position she's in, she just doesn't have the ability to necessarily have that perspective on her relationship with this, again, presumably much older guy who obviously could and probably has taken advantage of some aspects of her and her career. Like, even if it was just a relatively small age gap, the power imbalance of just, you know, age and experience is something that I think she's just not able to factor in. And she wants to prove to herself and her dad and to everybody that she is this, you know, big, mature adult. I can take care of myself. And she is gonna have to learn the hard way that sometimes you can't. Like, sometimes when people tell you, yeah, no, this ain't a good idea, sometimes they are unfortunately right, and that's a very hard lesson to learn when you're 18 and you think you're on top of the world. Hell, it's just a hard lesson to learn when you're 18. When I was her age, I was dating a guy I absolutely should not have been dating. He was, like, way older than me. And I'm talking real life me, not character. I'm just a barista. I have no romantic experiences. That's not true. I have plenty of, you know, relevant plot backstory for my character, but again, I'm pulling what I'm saying from my real experiences. Gotta take 2 pieces of bread, stick them in between her face, and call her an idiot sandwich. Yeah. But I don't know. Let's just see how this plays out before I just start rambling off topic again. What happened after that?
Mr. Lester told the security guards to kick him out. He's still allowed in the festival area. I saw him in the crowds.
Did the concert go well, at least?
Oh yeah. Other than the arguments backstage, everything was great. I was the first one to play on the main stage.
I mean, that's pretty big. Even though you were, like, one of the last ones announced. I mean, I don't know how festivals work, but being on the main stage at all is probably a big fucking deal. Even if you were the very first one that probably not a lot of people specifically came to see. I don't know. Sometimes the openers can be the main reason you go to a thing. like my husband and I, we went to a concert mainly to see the opening band because they're my husband's favorite band. I mean, never mind the fact that the headliner was also a really good band, but the main reason we went was to see the opener. So, like, maybe there are people who are following her from her career in a girl band, and they came to see her. I don't know.
Usually, no one pays much attention to whoever's on first. But there were thousands of people in the audience during my session.
Nice. So, you don't need to be at the event anymore after this?
Not really.
I had people who've never heard of her now have heard of her, and maybe they like her music now, or maybe they know someone who will... Yeah, exactly. I guess I can't really say word of mouth is making it spread, but the point is, it's a big deal for her and her career.
I did my stage time. And then there was this press conference after my show.
After show press conference?
Yeah, the pre-show was done yesterday. Today was a small one. There were almost a dozen journalists who wanted to interview me.
Oh, only a dozen, eh?
So we decided to just do a mini conference.
Good for you. You're totally back in the game, huh?
I guess I am. Thanks to Mr. Lester.
I would say it's because of you. But your managers probably were some of his influence, too.
Ha ha ha.
So, why are you here?
Because of Dad, of course. I told him to come here this evening. We really need to set things straight. He needs to stop messing with my manager so much. And because this evening is the only time we can meet, I can't go to the party Mr. Lester is hosting.
What party?
He's hosting a party for the VIPs and artists he manages at a club in Belltown.
Is it okay for you to go to the party without a guardian? Insert part where she talks about,
I'm 18, I'm an adult, I can take care of myself. I'm 18, remember? I'm an adult.
Yeah, but you can only enter some clubs if you're 21.
Not this time. Because Mr. Lester is my manager and it's his party.
I'm not sure about that.
It's true.
No, I know you can do that by using his name. But I don't think he should do that with you.
Why?
No, you're not, Rachel. Have you ever been to one of Lester's parties?
Well, no. You have?
Not personally. I've heard stories.
What stories?
He knows how to party.
That's good then.
That's not necessarily a good thing. Knowing how to party might mean something else entirely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, that's what we're trying to tell you, girl. You'll find out, especially if you keep Lester on as your manager. Personally, I don't mind wild parties, but inviting an underage person to his party? That might be a bit too far. Welcome, huh? Oh no, Hendry! Oh! He got beat up! Alright, I can't even say we ride at dawn. We ride right the fuck now. I assume Lester did this. What the hell?
Oh no!
Dad! What?
Rachel, is that Mr. Hendry? Yes! Dad! What happened? Barista, can you get a cup of milk for him, please?
Just milk?
Just milk!
Yo. Yeah, exactly, Nova. Milk, milk, milk. Give me the milk. Serve it. Here. Also, why am I getting notifications on my in-game phone? Oh.
Thank you. Dad, please hold on. Can somebody help me call an ambulance, please?
They're on the way. I've contacted the hospital.
Thank you.
I've also contacted our Nekomimi expert personally. She's off shift right now, but she's also on the way. Oh, Gala. We stan a connected and caring king.
Thank you so much. I don't know what might have happened without your help.
Don't mention it. Here they come. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Oh boy. That was really something, huh? Yeah. 2 days in a row. An emergency at your place. Well, at least some people think of your place as their go-to when they need help. Yeah. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, honestly. I'd rather have the cafe be a place where people can feel like they have somewhere safe to go. Not everybody has that in their, like, day-to-day life. You're right. It's not every day you look at things from the bright side. Ha! Well, I'm one of your coffee shop disciples, right? So I kinda understand them. I hope Hendry's alright. Yeah, did you see his eye? Bro looked like he had a fucking plum. Instead of an eye. Me too. At least he's in good hands now. What's your plan for the rest of the night? Well, that was all pretty hectic. But I need to continue writing. Take your time and place, then. Will do. Oh, boy. Chai a Denny. Sweet, spicy chai latte from the town of Aden, Yemen. Whew. Yeah, damn. Whew. Oh. Doing a yawn, doing a big stretch. I wonder if it will be today or tomorrow that our two little game developer lovebirds come back. Well, if we're going by what Lua said, assuming that one of the two of them is actually her roommate, she said they wouldn't be back until Sunday night, so we probably won't see them until whenever the next day is. I say... Let's keep going. Everything's tensions are high, as it were. There's a lot going on. We gotta figure... Yeah, probably. Probably Monday night. Assuming this game just continues on. You know, day by day. I don't know. Let's find out. Sunday, October 4th, 2020. Headlines: Police raid on private Coachella after party is biggest drug and sex-related bust of the year. There is somebody's ass right there on the front page. Also, if that was her manager's party, I almost hate to say it, but it might have been a good thing her dad got hurt. Nova, I am willing to bet a solid half of the shares in my cafe that was his party. Fight broke out during Coachella. Police in culprit's custody. How the table turns. Culprits in police custody. Also, I don't know if it's just the way this is drawn, but it looks like this person has a bite mark on their ass. Like, what the hell? And despite arrests, Coachella will go on. Well, it's good for Neil anyway. Of course, Freya's already here. Oh hey, we got another thing on Tomodachi. Oh, we got another thing from Rachel. Got the last thing about her favorite things. I love my family, cats, milk, and you, what I'm doing with my life. I've been dancing, singing, and trying to achieve my dreams since I was 13, and I'm not stopping now. Okay. Good for you. And it looks like this is part 3. There's no to be continued at the end of Freya's Romeo and Juliet story. Happily ever after, ever after, ever after, part 3. Romeo comes awake with a gasp, his mind already whirling as he tries to make sense of what's happening. Was it just a dream? He thinks. Please forgive him, dear readers. He's barely awake. He has no idea how or when he got home, but he's still wearing yesterday's clothes. And he experiences the unwashed, uncomfortable feeling that comes with waking after falling asleep fully dressed. Then he remembers. Juliet! What happened to her? He rifles through blankets and pockets until he finds his cell phone and immediately fires off a message to her. He won't admit it, will barely remember it through the haze of panic, but he spends the next 14 minutes and 10 seconds staring fixedly at it until it vibrates in his hand and he drops it on the floor. Romeo! Juliet's voice is muffled by the carpet, but he doesn't think he's ever been so relieved to hear it. Where are you? Are you all right? I'm fine. What about you? I'm okay. We need to talk. Something's definitely different. Romeo opens his mouth to agree before he even realizes how he feels. He's been so weighed down by his feelings for so long that he hadn't noticed something changed until Juliet brought it up. Waking up has been bad for so long, but today he feels different. Today he feels good. When Romeo arrives at the coffee shop, Juliet is already there. She awaits while he orders an Americano, patiently sipping her orange juice until he joins her. So, Romeo says as he seats himself opposite Juliet, what happened last night? She shrugs, shakes her head, the picture of honest confusion. I'm not sure, but I felt kind of light when I woke up this morning. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. I feel like part of me is missing. She nods in agreement, and they're quiet for a time. Juliet plays with her straw, the paper melting quickly in the icy remnants of her drink. Oh, one of them paper straws. Ugh. She trails off and tries again. You actually remember what happened last night? Kind of. Romeo frowns and grimaces. I'm not sure, though. How do you feel about me now? Asks Juliet. He pauses to consider. I don't know. I still like you. A lot, in fact. But it's certainly a different kind of feeling, too. The last few months. That's exactly how I feel. He sighs explosively. What the hell happened? Juliet leans in, holds his gaze, and lowers her voice. I'm not sure myself, but I have this theory. Maybe, and I know it sounds wild, but hear me out. Just maybe, parts of us that fell in love with each other somehow left us last night. They separated themselves from this world, making their own where time loops in an exact moment over and over and over again. Romeo looks her in the eye without blinking for a long moment, then bursts out laughing. You're a complete madwoman, you know that? That's just... You're not even the one who likes sci-fi and fantasy.
Oh, shut it, boyo. She huffs at him and crosses her arms as she leans back.
No, seriously. He waves a hand at her. The fact that that theory came out of your mouth is crazier than the theory itself. Her lip twitches and then she's laughing with him, and for a glorious moment the air is filled with pure and uncomplicated good humor. When the laughter winds down, they each find that they can't stop grinning at each other, and it's beautiful, just like it used to be. The thought occurs to Romeo, and he opens his mouth, and Juliet immediately points a finger at him. Shut up. He closes his mouth, but keeps grinning, his hands held up in surrender. You can't say it isn't possible, though. She defends herself with a wry shrug. Romeo tilts his head. Nothing is impossible. So, what now? What now? What? I mean, what happens to us now? He looks around and shrugs. We just live normally, I guess. It's been months, if not eons, since I could talk to you normally like this, and honestly, it feels awesome. She laughs, and it's so much easier than it has been in a long time. Yeah, I know. She smiles at him. So we're good then? We're better than good, I guess, answers Romeo. Good point, Juliet nods. Well made. After that, life goes on for Romeo and Juliet. They're still good friends. They both found their loves, the one who shares their interests, that doesn't force them to sacrifice too many things in life, yet still makes them feel like the happiest person on earth. They grow old together, as good friends, not as lovers. And what about the Romeo and Juliet who burn with love for each other? Readers, I'll tell you. That couple is still sitting on their bench in the park on that clear and perfect night. They'll stay there until the end of time. They've created their own world without other people meddling, judging, forcing compromises. For the rest of eternity, they'll have each other and their pure, naive young love, and nothing will ever change that. Some people say that on a clear night with the promise of dawn rain, when the Milky Way flows across the sky and the full moon hangs low, you can see a young couple sitting on a bench in the park. But only out of the corner of your eye, and only if you've room for romance in your soul. Is it true? You ask me. Does it matter? I reply. Surely it doesn't matter to anyone else on Earth, and it certainly doesn't matter to them. I quite enjoyed that, honestly. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while. I think this calls for a nice, pensive sip of a drink. Yeah, that was, capital D, deep, trademark. Frankly, I do enjoy how they at least did stay friends and stay in each other's lives. Sorry, I just knocked the mic again. Because, like, even if you love and care about each other and the romance doesn't necessarily work out, it's not like you have to completely cut each other out. I mean, for lots of people, that's probably the best thing, but I think there is something to be said about being able to maintain some kind of friendship or relationship with somebody, even if you're not in romantic love anymore. Also, yeah, Freya probably does live here now. I mean, she doesn't have to go to work. Who knows? Maybe things will get so bad if this whole novel thing doesn't go well that she will have to just live in the cafe. Welcome. Hey! I was thinking about him. Again, he doesn't have too much drama going on, unlike literally everybody else who comes in here, but that's a good thing, honestly. Hey, Pop! Good evening, everyone. Everyone safe and sound tonight? I at least remember I gave him the southern accent because he said y'all, like, once. So far, so good, officer. With the cop who's supposed to be watching this area hanging out in a coffee shop? I'm not so sure about that. Hey! I'm working right now. I just love multitasking, you know? That requires skill. Taking a break and working at the same time, you mean? You know it. That's an oxymoron. That's why I said it requires skill. Oxymorons make me think of when I was in like 6th grade English class and I bamboozled the fuck out of my English teacher because I used an 80s band name as an example of an oxymoron, and I'm not sure as she had ever heard of it. So she was just like, huh? What can I say? My mom raised me on the music of her generation. So I was the weirdo who said shit with my whole chest when asked what my favorite band was. That my favorite band was Def Leppard, even though everybody else was saying, you know, artists of the time. Or giving the band Quiet Riot as an example of an oxymoron. Because it was the first thing I thought of. That kind of shit. Anyway. Anyway, barista. I really need an espresso to keep... Oh, excuse me, I burped. I really need an espresso to keep me awake tonight. You got it, boss. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I just got an achievement. Unlock all of the characters' social media profiles. An energetic espresso to keep our officer upright on patrol. Heh, you and your sense of humor. That must mean we know everything about everybody, at least as far as we can tell. Huh, that's neat. Your espressos are always out of this world. I mean, maybe we'd have to get Neil back in here to ask their opinion. They know all about out of this world. But maybe they're still recovering from Coachella. Or they're still at Coachella. Definitely better than mine or my wife's. Well, you're not a barista. You're a cop. And I don't know what your wife does, but I'm pretty sure she's not a barista. That being said, I'm not a cop. I'm just a barista. Coffee is what I do. It's not a competition, officer. If it was, I'd win. But that's neither here nor there. Ha! It is for her. Well, then don't tell her. I don't want to show her up by making baller-ass espresso, and then you have to sleep on the couch. I definitely don't want that. Did you know that there are actually such things as barista competitions? They're pretty fucking intense from what I've seen. I mean, obviously, being a barista, I know of them, and I've looked into them and stuff, but that is just... Excuse me, I'm a professional level champion world-class barista. Ah, man. just a barista. I'm not a competition judge or anything. She thought if she could make a better one, I'd stop coming to this place so often. That's not happening anytime soon. So, anything special today? Surprisingly, no. Gotta make sure this place is safe, though. Oh yes, you have to come through and make sure the coffee goes where it's supposed to. What are you grinning about? I mean it. You were here the last 2 days, right? Yeah, shit hit the fan and you were nowhere to be seen, dude. The fuck have you been? Yes, I was. And some crazy things happened here. And 2 days in a row. As if the gods were trying to give me first-hand experience to use in my story. Still fretting over your story, eh? Well, the deadline for my draft is getting nearer. Oh yeah. How's it going? Quantity-wise, it's shaping up pretty well. Quality-wise, honestly, I'm pretty confident. Best of luck then. Do you have any updates about the last 2 days of chaos? For the werewolf case, I spoke to Gala about it. What? Are you going to arrest him? Listen, as much as some of us would like to see him in handcuffs, I don't think we want it that way. Some officers at the precinct were talking about it. But in the end, we agreed not to do it. Yeah, that's fucking right. Kick your asses. Because he really helped a lot that night. We asked the folks in the hospital, some other people in the area. Without him, we'd have had a lot more problems. He helped a lot getting most of the werewolves safe in the hospital. Too bad he couldn't lock himself up in time. Thankfully, he didn't hurt anyone. So those who'd rather detain him can't do anything anyway. Whew. I'd be pretty mad at you if they did arrest him. Hey, being mad at me wouldn't solve anything. I know. What about Rachel's dad? Any idea what happened? I'm not too sure myself. Most of it didn't happen around here. What? Yeah, it seems like it happened out near Coachella. Maybe if we're lucky, Neil will show up and we'll get their account of things. That's a long way away. I mean, it's not actually that far. But he wouldn't be able to walk it. Not in that state. So far, that's all I know. Oh, speak of the devil. Me too, Freya. Just... Rachel! Rachel? Is Mr. Hendry alright?
Before that, did I have a cup of hot chocolate, dark?
I think that's just 3 chocolates. Bada bing, bada boom. Serve it!
Your hot chocolate's ready. Thank you. Dad's going to be fine.
Oh, thank God. That's a load off my mind. I was like mad worried about him.
He woke up this afternoon. Thanks to Mr. Gala, he got help fast enough to stop things getting worse.
Oh, I got an achievement. Father and daughter. Finish Rachel and Hendry's arc. Oh, so there's gonna be at least some kind of resolution here.
He's doing okay then? It'll take a few days before he fully recovers. But no permanent injuries we need to worry about.
Oh, that's... Like, you saw that freaking lump on his eye? It's the same color as my fucking dress. That's good to hear.
I know. Still, it's It's all because of me.
Maybe this is the wake-up call she needed. Like, maybe she herself didn't need to, like, get hurt or get put in any kind of danger, but, like, from what we know, her dad is, like, her only family left, because her mom's dead. As far as we can tell, she doesn't have any siblings, so it's just her and him. Maybe him getting hurt because of whatever happened. Maybe that's the wake-up call she needed.
It's all because of me. Because I didn't listen to him. When all he wanted to do is protect me.
Rachel, don't blame yourself for this. Please don't take offense. But is it okay for you to leave your father alone in the hospital? I mean, to be fair, if he's still, like, mostly comatose, or, like, if he just needs a lot of, like, rest, it might not really make that much of a difference whether she's there or not. I mean, would it be reassuring for him to see her there when he wakes up? Yeah. But, like, if he's only just gone down and, like, gone back to sleep, she's fine to go out and take care of herself for a while. Like, when it comes to at least supporting somebody who's sick or in the hospital or recovering or whatever, you can't really do anything for them if you don't take care of yourself. Also helps when there are other people there.
His friends are there at the moment. And I can't face being stuck in a room with a bunch of people I don't even know right now.
Well, it's a good thing you got us, people you've known for maybe like 3 hours total.
Besides, I really needed to get away for a bit. So I told Dad I'm gonna visit Coffee Talk to get some fresh air.
He's okay with that?
He understands. He always does, I guess.
Miss Rachel, what really happened last night?
Dad got in a fight with some thugs. He heard them talking about me in some very suggestive, perverted ways.
See, this is exactly what he was trying to warn you about. Oh.
He didn't like that, of course. So he morphed into his cat form and started a fight with the thugs.
Why did he morph?
So people wouldn't see what his human form looked like and link him directly to me. Some cops went to the crime scene. They found some eyewitnesses to testify, and they managed to find the thugs.
Are they fans of yours?
No. It's even worse. They work for Mr. Lester.
There it is! What? Oh boy.
The reason why it didn't take long for the cops to find them was because they were already under arrest. Because the party went too far last night.
Bingo bongo! Whoa! How did it all connect up?
They're Mr. Lester's bodyguards. They were chilling after the show, having a pre-party before the big one. And you know about guys and locker room talk, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were doing. And I was the topic of discussion. Ugh. So, there's that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And you were right about his party. I'm glad I wasn't there. Once again, I owe Dad for...
Hey, it's okay. The most important thing right now is that you're safe. And your dad made it through.
I should have listened to him. He might be out of touch.
I mean, technically where I am, it is Thursday. He can be out of touch Thursday.
But he's still way more experienced than me.
Getting an 18-year-old girl to admit this, especially about her dad, woof. Somebody get the camera. I mean, I guess we already have one, but that's beside the point.
And he's my father. I wish Mom was here. She'd know what to do. She'd know what to say to Dad when he's recovered.
You know what? I'm sure you'll know what to do. You're an adult, remember?
But I don't know. All I know is I have to be there for him when...
That's it. That's all you have to do. It might be weird to hear it about something coming from Freya, but she is right.
Be there when he needs you, Rachel. Whenever you need a breath of fresh air, you can come here and relax for a while. Guys. Thank you. I've had enough fresh air for one day. I'll go back to the hospital now.
Thank you for the update, Miss Rachel. I wish your father a speedy recovery.
Thank you, barista.
Man, what a weekend. You're telling me. Pretty crazy, I know. Anyway, I've got to continue my patrol. Been a pretty weird weekend. But overall, things are still safe around here. But even with that, never let your guard down, okay? No problem, officer.
Thank you for checking up on us, Officer Georgie.
Okay, then. See you.
Whew. Are you going to leave as well, Freya?
I don't think so. I've had enough rest, and I have stories to write. You're not tired? Definitely not. In fact, I think I can get it done today. Alright. I won't bother you then. Oh, you're never a bother. Besides, this whole book project would never existed without this place. And you. So, thank you. The pleasure was mine. Now, I'm sure you shouldn't spend any more time on chit-chat. You've got a book to finish. No problem, boss. Cough syrup, a cure for a sore throat. We've made that. Let's see. Oh, 2 weeks later. That's quite a jump. I get the feeling that we're since we jumped ahead, there's probably like a lot of things about to be resolved. You know, lots of ends to tie up. Like, if I had to guess. We're gonna take just like a little stretch and sip break real quick. And then, like I said, I feel like this might be maybe the end of it. Who knows? I don't. But we'll find out. So let's take a second, do a little stretch, get a drink, all that good stuff. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Alrighty. Like I said, it was just a quick little break. And I figure, like I said, since it is like a 2-week ahead jump from where we were, I feel like we're probably getting towards the end of things. Yep, 2 weeks later, Sunday, October 18th, 2020. Coachella Festival proves to be a major boost for Seattle tourism. I mean, that's good, I guess. More women have spoken out and claimed Morris Lester lied. What a surprise. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise. Initial reports indicate possible herpes outbreak at Coachella. Oh no. Let's hope Neil didn't get caught up in that. Can aliens get herpes? Hey, let's go, lesbians, let's go! We got lesbians, we got one of our token straights, we've got Freya, who is a league unto herself. Hello! You're finally here. Hey all. Hey. Yo.
Hi, Freya.
Huh. Someone's feeling happy today. Of course. Did they? They approved it! Let's go!
We're so happy for you.
Congrats. Oh my. Do you know how happy I am? Judging from your expression, I'd say somewhere between ecstatically and rapturously. Yeah, I'd go with that. You're goddamn right! Oh my god. Oh my god! How did they react to the draft? I like Aqua's over here. She's just like, hee hee. Surprisingly, they liked it. That's amazing. I know, right? I couldn't believe it either. They told me if the book sells well, they'll definitely sign me for a second book. I'm so happy for you. Anyway, whatever happens with the book now, I can take things a little slower. You can keep getting that much-deserved rest. And stuff. Because they gave me a year to finish it. Oh, good. Good, good, good. So it'll be a holiday 2021 release, probably. With a feedback session every month. Sounds professional enough. Of course. They are the biggest publisher around. Enough about me. How's the coffee shop been doing? What, have you not been here for 2 weeks? Did you just hole yourself up at home and do it all there? Well, maybe. I wouldn't blame her. It's been great. We've had a lot of new customers lately. And some old-timers, of course. I heard Hyde's back from his trip to Korea. Yeah. He brought us some gifts back. He didn't get any from me? I'm not sure. But he did say he always gives gifts directly. Gift giving the old-fashioned way, huh? How about you?
Things are great.
Last time I saw you was before your mini break?
Yes, we decided...
They went to Coachella? Oh, fuck. Hopefully they weren't part of the herpes outbreak.
Yes, we decided to go to Coachella.
Wow! Yeah, you and me both, Freya. That event was a mess.
Yeah, 3 hours at the festival was enough for us.
So where did you go after that?
We ended up in Port Townsend.
How was it? I enjoyed it. Never knew a historical trip could be fun.
Oh yeah, I saw your new profile picture, Aqua. She has a new profile picture. Quick, Facebook! Oh my god! Let's go, lesbians, let's go! It's literally just a collage of them! Oh my god! Okay, none of her text stuff has changed, but oh my god, look at them, they're so cute! Okay, but the fact that she even got Myrtle to get in on the last one a little bit together. Oh my god! Let's just linger on this for a moment while I take a sip. At a quick scroll, it didn't look like Myrtle had changed hers. It looked like it was still the one with her and the cosplayer. Who I still think looks like that guy from Deponia. Yeah, Myrtle's picture is still her with that cosplayer. I don't think this was her profile picture before, and this, I really like it. And here we see Freya in her natural habitat, with a triple shot of espresso and her laptop in front of her. Yeah, I think everybody else is basically the same. Yeah. Aqua's the only one with a big update. You both look so cute. Oh, man. Thanks. Was that taken during your vacation?
No. It was at Max. They had a Japanese-style photo booth there. So I forced her to take a picture together.
You were at Max too, Myrtle? Well, she did insist on going with her.
Yeah. I helped her out a bit with the booth.
Thank you.
Don't have to keep thanking me.
By the way, have any of you heard from Neil?
No.
Not me.
They did send 2 postcards to the coffee shop.
Really?
Yeah, one's from Coachella. Oh god. That's not even that far away. Why send a postcard? Hard to tell with them. At least they did something. They didn't try to send a fax or some shit. What about the second one? It's from New York.
What? What are they doing in New York?
Beats me. Working on their mission, maybe. Yeah, probably. They'd stand more of a chance there.
Anyway, guys, we're leaving for the night.
Aw, come on! So soon?
We were here for hours before you arrived. And we need to work tomorrow.
Fair enough. Take care on your way then. Hey, that's my line.
Good luck with the novel.
Thanks.
See you, barista.
See you around. They look happier than when I first met them. They do. It's not easy to find someone you can be comfortable with. Well, I'm thinking of it. Yeah, they didn't have any publication after that. Okay. Your fiction plan free trial is over. Did you enjoy the content we provided for you? Do subscribe to our fiction plan for only $5 a month or join our premium subscription
subscription plan for only $10 a month with access to all of our content. With your subscription, you can help support high-quality, unbiased journalism, as well as giving young fiction writers an appreciative audience. No thanks. Fuck you and the metaphorical horse you rode in on. In such a short amount of time. Yeah, those two really... They really click. They go together like Rama Lama Lama Kadinkity Ding Dong. Anyway. Sorry if it seems like I'm ignoring you, Baileys. Yeah, exactly, Nova. It's their loss. But you know what? It's better for Freya anyway, because she actually gets the time to work on the quality over quantity of her novel. Like, they approved it, so she doesn't have to stress out so much. At least that's how I'm taking it. Sometimes shit like that has to happen before something better happens. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, sorry if it seems like I'm ignoring you, Baileys. I mean, he seems pretty content. He's just chilling on his phone. No worries. I don't feel ignored at all. Are you by yourself tonight? No, I'm waiting for Lua. She has some work to do. This late at night? Yeah. She's been doing overtime for the past few days. How are the two of you doing? Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. But they seemed to be ready to move forward together. Like they were gonna go and visit her family together. So maybe we'll find out how that went. At least if I stop yapping for long enough. There we go. Things have been great. In fact, after 10 years together, we're finally moving in together next month. Yo, let's go. So if our theory is right, based on, you know, what we were told, and either Myrtle or Aqua is, or I guess was, Lua's roommate, do you think they're gonna fall into the lesbian trope of getting the U-Haul and moving in like ASAP? Wow, congrats! Freya really said Pogs in the chat. But I thought Lua lived with her flatmate. We're moving to a new place. She got promoted recently. And her company's providing her with an apartment. Oh, let's go. We love a hardworking queen. Wow, she must be a really big deal in her office. Well, she definitely earns more than me. Aww. Bailey's is the sugar baby. That's not saying much, Bailey's. Haha, you shouldn't say that to a fellow freelancer. Oh, here she comes. I'm on a level with you. I've forgotten what she does for work. Oh yeah, she yeah, she works in like a trading company and stuff. While we're here, let's go lesbians, let's go! I may or may not have partially used that as an excuse. Baileys, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect it to take so long. Thought it would be done by... Honey. Alright. Freya and Barista have been keeping me company anyway. Oh, hey Freya. And Barista. Sorry for barging in without saying hi. It's all good, we were cheering for lesbians. And you guys, I guess, but mostly lesbians. How's it going? I would say things are great. But not as great as you two lovebirds. You told her already? Only about the moving in part. There's another part.
As you've heard, we're going to move in together next month.
Where is it?
Not far. I mean, the company provided the place. So they want to cut my commuting costs as much as possible.
Fair. That's thoughtful of them. Thoughtful and, better for their bottom dollar, I guess. Bottom dollar, bottom line. You know what I mean. You know the one I mean. Words are hard. Especially when we're too busy being excited about lesbians. And these two, I guess.
It means they don't need to reimburse my taxi fees when I'm working overtime.
Oh yeah, that too. Also means we get to visit this place more often. Hey! Yeah, exactly, let's go... Just pat, 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 pat.
That's a good point.
Yeah, now instead of spending money on travel fees, you get to spend it on coffee and other drinks.
We owe this coffee shop a lot anyway.
Don't mention it. I have a question for both of you.
Go on.
The last time we met, I believe you were going to introduce Bailey's to your parents. Yeah, tell us how it went. Tell us how it went. How did it go? And her father didn't kill me, at least. I mean, that's usually a pretty good start.
Well, at least Papa let you eat lunch with us. That's rare, you know.
I know. And at least they didn't say no. Which means a lot, I guess. It was a good start.
It was definitely a good start. Anyway, Bailey, we need to go now, or we'll miss the intro again.
You folks going somewhere?
Yeah, we're going to watch the midnight screening of Full Metal Conflict.
Oh yeah, that was the movie based on the stuff that Myrtle works on. I didn't take you for someone who likes FMC, Lua.
I don't, but this guy loves it.
Hey, you always enjoyed watching me play the game.
I enjoyed watching you, not the game.
Mood. Too bad I didn't introduce you to Myrtle just now, Baileys. She worked on the game. Really? Oh well, I'll be visiting this place more often. I'll probably meet her again one of these days. You probably will. Now go, you lovebirds. You don't want to miss the movie. Alright, catch up with you later, Freya.
Bye, barista.
Enjoy the movie. There they go. I'm so happy for them. They've still got a long way to go, and probably a lot of obstacles in their path, but they're moving forward. So based on that information, if our assumption is true and that Lua's housemate, or soon-to-be former housemate, is in fact one of either Myrtle or Aqua, it's probably Aqua. Because you'd think after, 10 years of them being together, Bailey's would at least know vaguely what Lua's housemate looks like. Or we could just be barking up the wrong tree and it's somebody completely unrelated. But it's a visual novel. There are no coincidences. How will you write their story? As it is. It's beautiful enough. Yeah. And it has enough drama. Oof, you can say that again. That's one way to put it. Anyway. What's that look for? You haven't told me about any of our other friends here. How are they doing? You only skipped coming for 10 days. What do you expect? Come on, they played an important part in my writing process, remember? Well, there are some updates about the regulars. Tell me. Where should we start? apparently on the loading screen. Lua visits this place more often now that they live nearby. Last time they came, they were talking about catering and venues. Ooh! Let's go. I'd returned from his trip to Korea and brought gifts. Some are more special than others. I'm sorry? He said he's considering moving back to Seattle if his agency allows it. Aqua continues her work with the university. She's still working on small indie games. The difference is, she's not alone now. Oh no, Neil! Neil... The only news about their superhero breeding mission are the 2 postcards they sent me. Rachel is back at the recording studio preparing for her first solo album. She found a new manager, one who made the news as a legend coming back to the industry. Oh, it's her dad! You can see his silhouette. And finally, Freya. She finished her book, get published, and have some signing sessions. The massive success sold out even after the 4th printings, and oh no, I didn't read fast enough. At any rate, it looked like everything went well. And it looks like that's the end of it. I did get an achievement while I was trying to read and catch up with everything, but I didn't read it fast enough. Oh, I got Art Connoisseur. Unlock all the artworks in the gallery. Nice. Mostly Let's Go Lesbians. Yeah, so I don't really know. Like I said, I know there's a sequel, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know if there are any returning characters. There's probably new characters, because if I remember correctly, there's somebody, like a completely new character on the banner image, like on the cover. Okay, but the fact that 2 of the cats are Bailey's and Lua is really fucking cute. I mean, I hope that that fucking Agent 47 didn't get them. Maybe if/when we get to the second one, maybe they'll show up. I don't know if, I mean, I assume it takes place still in the Coffee Talk cafe itself in Seattle. Because one of the big things about it is that it has 2 new ingredients. The hibiscus and the butterfly tea stuff. And you! Only one way to find out. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably gonna have to wait. Oh, hello? Got another achievement. There's a spark. Finish Gala and Hyde's arc. Who's this twink? Welcome. Well, they know who we are. Hello, barista. Good evening, sir. Have we met before? I'm sure this is your first time here. Of course I've been here. In fact, I've worked here before. What? What? Wait. No way. That really you? It's been a while. You've changed. A bit too much. I've learned a lot about how to live with your people since then. I assume it was a success then? Multiple successes! Let's go! You know what? Good for you, Neil. Good for fucking you. Or good you for fucking, I guess. What's with the new look, then? Just trying to blend in. Right, Nova? So I guess Agent 47 didn't get them. I love this. Maybe they finally succeeded because they're very conventionally attractive now. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to give them back their old voice. Like, it seems like an Earthling immigration agency is after me. Now that you mention it, yeah, Agent 47 was here. Somebody did visit this place looking for you. When was it? Not so long after your second visit here. Was he a bald guy in a suit? Yes. That FIRE agent. You've seen him? Yes. Thankfully, I've changed my appearance since then. By the way, you can drop the act in front of me. So, you finally noticed? To think that such power can be born from our kind. I'm sorry, what? Huh? Are you saying I've been an alien? I am the alien all along? Or at least I'm like one of your species spawns? You're good with your act, though. It took a few tries. But there are some timelines where I forget to pretend that I don't have some knowledge of certain stuff. Interesting. Now I'm curious to know about those mistakes. Well, it happened a few times. First, when Freya told me about her meeting in the elevator. Then, it was the first time Rachel visited this place. And the last one involved you on your second visit. Fourth wall? What fourth wall? Also, hi, Ashelia. Hope you're doing well this fine evening. It seems like we've reached the end of coffee talk. Neil has finally learned to assimilate, physically. They are no longer, being in an astronaut suit. And I guess we are an alien? A same member of Neil's species? I guess? Huh? Oh, and there was another one right after Freya got her draft approved. Can you show it to me? Assuming you know how I communicate with my kind. Never tried it, but let's see. You've beaten the main story of the game, but you haven't seen everything yet. There was a thing that said, I got an achievement called Interstellar Support. Help Neil to help you. And then, is that it? Play the story mode to conclusion once. Huh. Well, it doesn't say continue like it did before. Now it says play game. Oh, I wonder... Yeah, we saw this like a while back. This would probably go faster if I just picked up my keyboard and hit the escape button or something, but... Maybe instead of being like an alien like, Neil is, maybe we're some other kind of... something that has awareness of, like, different timelines or something. And maybe that was something that was hinted at in dialogue and I just never picked up on it. Yeah, let's go back to the main menu. Load game. Oh, it shows us, like, everybody who came in. Not a fan of Georgie's portrait. He looks kind of coked out. Yeah, we get to see who all showed up. I wonder why everybody's portraits are grayed out on the last day. Huh. Well, maybe that is just something we will have to find out and save for another time. 'Cause... Whoa. Maybe, yeah. I mean, it'd probably load up and see attractive Neil and be like, who the hell is this? And things like that. But I think that is where we are going to call it for the night. This was certainly a thing. The MC of Pokemon Rejuvenation. How so? First, I guess I do need my keyboard. Ow! Keyboard's giving me sass. There we go. Front and center. There we go. Can't exactly give it too much information without spoiling the game. Ah, okay. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Sure, desk. What do we got? But yeah, so maybe even though we're not like... Even though we've like finished the main story at least once, maybe there's more we can look into and other stuff, like different outcomes if we give people different drinks during certain things. Yeah, Desk, I'm sure she is, but I also bet she's about done and getting ready to hang it up for the night. I'm just guessing, but yeah. So since we finished the at least playing through the main story at least once, well, no wonder everything looks weird. Well, I'm glad that's the vibe that they're giving off. I think that's the goal. About Penelope? Yeah, I think we've raided into Penny before. Or at least we follow Penny. Yeah, so I think since we've at least finished the main story at least once, I think what I'm gonna do... I honestly don't know still if I'm gonna stream tomorrow night or not. If I do, I don't think I will necessarily start another coffee talk run. Like I might just do something else. Something as like a... just a chill kind of thing to pass the time. And then maybe next week we'll get back into it, you know, redo the story, or, you know, something like that. If you have any suggestions as to what you might want to see tomorrow night or something, I am more than happy to hear what that would be. As honestly, if nobody has any ideas, I might just do more Hades or something. I'm always down down to play Hades and yap and ramble about it. But yeah, thank y'all for coming out. I hope you had a good time. Go and show Penny some love. That hot cafe raid. And have a good one.